Right, let's move straight on to the next one. And I'm not sure how old this screenshot is. I found it online, but we can talk about the actual reasoning behind this. And I think it's pretty bad UX when you're going through any e-commerce website and they start throwing extra paid services without you knowing. So in this scenario here, we've got Ryanair. They're bundling in travel insurance, which I guess will be a paid feature as well. But rather than disabling it as default, which you can see it says a don't insure me button, I guess they're just kind of assuming it's going to be added to the basket. And if you don't want it, you have to then scroll all the way down and click the don't insure me button from the drop down menu.
This sort of reminds me of a dark pattern where, like, they say, hey, look, you can do go on a flight, go from location A to B for only £29. But then it's like, oh yeah, but that's not true. It's £29. But then you have to add insurance and add this, add that, then add tax on top of that, and that £29 becomes £156. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah, I guess it's to entice you to get through to the checkout and then add extra costs onto the end. But I guess making the user select "Don't insure me," it should be a standard. They shouldn't have it in the basket. It can be there. I think it's fine to have it there in the basket and say, "Would you like extra travel insurance?" But just to assume that they're going to have it as default, is quite dark UX patterns.
They should let the users pick it. I mean, yeah, it's the user knows what they want. If they want to pay for extra insurance, then let them choose it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a thing that happens quite a lot in the UX space, yeah. But especially with the e-commerce websites. Normally, you find that this is a bit of UX that's probably been put in from someone higher up in the business, directors, project managers, because they want to sell maybe their travel insurance side of things. Quite often this is not passed through a UX designer, or it could be passed through a UX designer, but it's kind of been forced through. But if your company's ever thinking about doing this sort of dark UX, then we highly advise not to do it. It just really annoys your user base, and they'll probably end up going somewhere else.
It would be interesting to see how many people get to this point and then think, this is confusing me. Or like you're saying I have to have this, but I don't want that. And then they said, oh, sod this then, I'm going to go somewhere else. And then you lose customer. And then you lose trust, because then, next time they want to go on holiday, they see you coming up and then it's like, oh, okay, well, I had problems with their website last time and you could fix it. But they don't know that because they're thinking, well, I had a bad experience with you. Right, well, if I've had a bad experience with you, then they're not going to come back until they've seen evidence that that looks good. But how do you sell to them once you've basically alienated them?
Exactly.
So actually, bad UX can stop people from coming to you potentially permanently.
Yeah. And I would kind of hope, because this is it looks like an older screenshot here, that Ryanair has fixed these types of dark UX patterns, although based on more recent experience working with sort of these types of airlines, especially the cheaper and more budget airlines, these sort of patterns do kind of still do exist. So just as a user, I guess, watch out for them, and as a business owner, it's not great to be doing this stuff, even though it may or may not increase your travel insurance sales. So yeah.